everybody, welcome to the after show of the Agent Insider. I just wanted to kind of just talk a little bit differently about me and about insurance, because insurance is definitely one of those things that a lot of people find boring. They find tedious. Then they're just like, why insurance? It's expensive. It's something I don't want to spend money on. And so I think it's misunderstood often. And then a lot of times people are like, why are you doing insurance? So I just kind of want to talk about that a little bit. It's like, why insurance? Why did I end up here? And why did I stay here? So when I became an insurance agent, before insurance, I used to deliver bread to grocery stores. I worked for a bakery, and we delivered to all the grocery stores in the area. And when I started to transition from delivering bread to insurance, I was being a great insurance sales guy, telling everybody, hey, I'm going to make this transition. Let me quote your insurance and, love to meet with you. One of the people that I was telling this to, they said, hey, you can't do insurance. And I was like, why not? Why can't I do insurance? They're like, because you're too honest. Like, what? What are you talking about? Insurance is a reputable business. They're like, no. Like, I know people who run insurance companies, and you're too honest. They're not honest. And so I was like, that's weird. Like, and I got a lot of people like had that response of like, they felt like going into insurance was like the typical used car salesman. And the longer I was in insurance, I felt more and more of that. However, also while longer I was in insurance, I realized like there is actually some truth to it. There are people who sell insurance and they're not concerned about the customer. They're just concerned about making more money. And there's nothing wrong with making money. We all have to make a living, right? And I get that. I need to make a living when I'm selling insurance. When I buy a car, the guy selling me the car has got to make a living. And so there's got to be profit margin for everybody. But there's a difference when you have a different mentality of like, hey, I'm going to make my living, but the reason I'm doing what I'm doing is to help you. And that's what really struck me about insurance is the longer I did it, the more I realized it's so complicated and there's so many nuances to insurance. And most people have no idea what they're buying when they buy insurance, and they don't really understand how it's going to work. And so they're depending upon people to guide them and direct them. And not everybody's honest about it. And that part kind of like, I was like, man, that sucks. And so I guess the reason why I enjoy insurance is because I've learned that I get the opportunity to help people through a complicated industry and guide them into what is best for them. And from the very beginning, even though the company I worked with, they would run bonuses and promotions and do this and sell that, I had always just kind of made the decision, like, I'm not going to get focused on what the bonuses or the promotions are. I'm just going to focus on every person in front of me, what's the best for them. And if that helps me in this bonus or promotion, great. And if it doesn't, that's okay as well, because I helped this person. So I took that approach right from the beginning. It's just like, I'm going to help the people. And sometimes if I can't, because sometimes I would review a policy with them, I'm like, you know what? This policy that you have currently with your current company is the best thing for you. And I can't actually do something better for you. And learning not to be afraid to tell a customer that, which seems like a very bad sales idea. Like in sales 101, right? You're like trying to figure out how to poke holes in it, in the competition, and you're always better. And I feel like for me, being an agent, making recommendations, I try to always make sure that I'm going to do the best on that. And if that means sending the customer back to what they already have, then I'm going to do that. What I've found over the last 19, almost 20 years now of doing insurance is that taking that approach and that mentality has built trust in my community, and it's built trust with my customers. So that way, sometimes people will stay with me and they will do business with me, even though the premium might be more than what they could get someplace else. Not because it's the best deal, but because they can trust me and they don't have to worry about it. And being able to be top of mind for customers when they're like, hey, I'm thinking about insurance, I want to go talk to Andy and his staff because I trust them and I don't have to worry about, I got to fact check everything that they're doing and, hold them to task. Is just such a relief of relationship. So it frees me up to have relationships with my customers and to do it in just an honest and forthright way that I feel good about, the customer feels good about it. And I know that I'm bringing value to the table. So I guess why I would do insurance is that, like, I enjoy taking care of people and providing information and options for them in an honest way that they can feel good about the decisions they make, whether they come and do business with me or stay where they were at. They feel informed and they know what they're doing and why they're doing it. So I think that's one of the phrases I use oftentimes with my staff when I'm doing training. I'll say we do sales through education. If we educate people about what they need and why they need it, then that gives them reason to want to do business with us. There's no tricks or, magic words that I try to use to get people to do business with me. I just try to educate and build trust and relationship. And I enjoy that. I think that's fun. I feel like I'm adding value to the relationships that I create, and I get to have conversations with people from very diverse backgrounds and learning about them and what brought them to where they are. I find that rewarding and fascinating. So I enjoy insurance. I enjoy what it does when, not that I don't enjoy when something bad happens to somebody, but I enjoy being able to help fix it. So I enjoy when there's been house fires and their dream home burned to the ground and we help them rebuild it just like it was, and like going in after the fact to see like the happiness that brings to them, that they have their house back. Like that's super rewarding. I enjoy like when there's a car accident and somebody calls me panicked. They're like, "Oh no, am I going to lose my farm?" I'm like, "No, we got you. We're going to take care of this." I love that. Like I don't love that the bad things happened, but I love that we get to help them through those. Some of their worst days are when you have to call your insurance agent and use your policy. When somebody passes away, to be able to bring that life insurance claim form out, get that filled out and get them checks in a matter of weeks to pay for bills and to help relieve financial burdens from people who've lost somebody, so that way they can just grieve and move through that grief process. So rewarding. So I don't know, I guess why insurance is, it gives you so many opportunities to work with a vast, diverse amount of people in a way that is uncommon, to be able to just be focused on educating and giving people options and helping empower them through knowledge about what they're buying and why they should buy it and how they should buy it. And then being able to take care of when they have some of their worst days of their life, to be able to show up and help make it better and put things back the way they should be. Like, super rewarding. I don't know. I love it. And that's why I'm still here. It's why, almost 20 years into it, and I still show up every day, excited for what I'm going to learn, because it never ends learning, right? Like, things are constantly changing. The industry's changing, policies change, underwriting changes. There's always different things to learn and to grow in. But also the thing that stays constant, that doesn't change, is the relationships we build with our clients and with our staff. So I find it invigorating to do that every day, to just be challenged and then know that I'm helping people through that process. I think it's a great thing. I don't know why more people don't do it, honestly. So it's fun, it's rewarding. So that's just a little bit about me and why do I do insurance. And that's part of why I started this podcast too, is because I realized, like, there's people that I'm not having these conversations with that can benefit from the knowledge that we've gained over the last almost 20 years. And I think that's impactful. So I want to share that with more people. And so hopefully this is helpful to you guys. And hopefully you're learning something new about insurance, about finances, about business in general. As you're listening to our podcast, that's my goal, is just to educate. And I hope it helps you be more educated about the topics that we're talking about. And it spurs you on to grow personally, professionally, and to share with others as well. So yeah, thanks so much, guys. Thanks for listening to my behind the scenes after show rambling about insurance and why I do insurance and what I enjoy about it. So thanks so much. We'll talk to you guys next week.